is beyond the mind's concepts or ideas, beyond all concepts. Beyond even the mind, which also is a concept. Therefore, no concepts will understand what reality is. Therefore, no mind will understand what reality is. What reality is. The human mind, from as early as whatever, has given birth to itself that it knows something more than this. It doesn't know about the body. See, I don't know about my body, but I can work with it, you see. The body can get me through a living process. And the me that it gets through a living process is the first concept. The first concept is I, me. And every other concept, every other idea, every other thought, every other assumption, every other measurement, every other valuation, every other judgment is born from this initial concept of I, me, you. You see, you could go through the A to Z concepts of infinite living concepts, non-living concepts, new concepts, old concepts, created concepts, destroyed concepts. You could go through the whole A to Z. But the first concept gives birth to all other concepts. And that concept is I, me. That concept gives birth to the individual when it sees I and me as a singular concept from all the other concepts. There's not even a primary concept to know who I is, what I is, where I is. You could say who I am, what I am, where I am. It is the most ridiculous and foolish prank that we play on our body. And the body suffers. The body gets ill. And the concept of, like, say, let's say neuroplasticity tells you that the neurons, the trauma, the ideas, the experiences, even the mini experiences, play havoc with the neurons and the atoms and the molecules, and the body has to readjust, realign every moment of every day. And at the end of the day, it is so grateful for sleep. It is so grateful to be without concepts. But the problem for gurus and enlightened ones is that the human conceptual mind has decided factually that what this ego mind or this human mind thinks about, let's say, awakening enlightenment, to understand or go beyond the concepts, the human mind thinks, well, it's just going to be like deep sleep. I won't know. Because the concept of knowing has to know. So it's like I'll be walking around in deep sleep. But it's a very simple biological and scientific fact. Even with no thoughts, even with no concepts, even with no ideas, even with no associations, even with no attachments, even with no time, even with no beliefs, even with no hopes, even with no information, that the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears, and the nervous system is not asleep. You see? The human body, in its full capacity, with all emotional, sensory requirements, knows reality. But the mind that wants to learn from the human body and the emotions and the senses plays pranks with the body to say, no, I know better than you, buddy. I, this newborn I, this conceptual I, knows better than you, buddy. So the mind takes over the running of the body. It takes over. Body is saying, I have a problem in my abdomen. Mind says, not your problem. It's my problem, buddy. I'll sort it out for you. I'll go see the doctor. Body is saying, no, I just need a drink of water. But the body cannot speak without the mind. You see, the body is not verbally efficient in the language that the mind has invented and learned and used in its fight against its own body. I believe in the Bible that at one time humans lived much longer than 100, 200, 300 years. And there was a kind of, I don't know if it was a punishment, but it was a kind of, maybe a project from consciousness, from God, to say, okay, let's see how well you can do with 100 years. And even now, the mind wants to destroy its own body very, very quickly and efficiently. But the mind will always deny it. No, 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 no. I love my body. I want my body to live as long as it possibly can. I'm trying to help my body every day. And the mind, sometimes, depending on the quality of the mind, is genuine. But it has no trust in the body. And the body certainly has no trust in the mind. The body's trust in the mind is when the body is allowed, through its emotional sensory system, to say, this is what's wrong. But the mind is dependent on other minds. It's lazy. No, no, I'll just look up a book. I'll just ask this guy. I'll go to the doctor. I'll do this. I'll go to a Reiki master. I'll go holistically. I'll go here. I'll go there. I'll go to the pharmacist. I'll go here. Yes, the mind doesn't turn inwards and look at the body and say, okay, let's look at this together. What's the problem? But anyway, all of this is conceptual. All of this words, all of this is ideas. And it's not real when we're looking at ways to solve, looking at ways to fix and overcome. It's not real because we are not accepting reality as it is. Reality is now, is never ever not been now. It is always here. The greater ones that you pay more respect to, like Eckhart Tolle, Ram Dass, Adyashanti, Robert Spira, Robert Adams, all these wonderful um, here and now, power of now, those that validate where reality is, what reality is, but cannot talk to you about it. You see, can only say it's your here and now. It's not the same here and now as anyone else's here and now. You see, that's why non-duality speakers are very taking on a big risk, because in a non-duality situation, I feel as if everyone is one with me, but I know that's not how they feel. You see, so we are all individual. Oneness, non-duality, wholeness is your whole universe that you are. We're all here as different universes. You see, wow, the mind can't. That concept's far too big for the mind, you see. What? There are billions of humans, yes, and there are billions, zillions, trillions of universes, stars. Go on for. There are probably more stars than there are grains of sand in the beach, all beaches. But you see, our mind is not able to touch that concept, you see. But reality is beyond that concept also. Reality is infinite. It has no boundaries. It is alwaysness. Your universe that you are currently at this moment in here and now without the mind. You see, the mind will try and think about it, the mind will try and understand it. We are currently playing billions of roles of different species on different planets. But your mind is only tuned into this one, you see, because of ego. And of course, it's quite important that you're only tuned into this one. Otherwise, we're jumping from bodies to bodies, you see. Jumping from planets to planets, universes to universe. But the thing is, there's only your universe. And your universe is different from my universe. And every universes are different. So you're only jumping within your own universe. So you'll understand any experiences, out-of-body experiences, that it's your experience. This is your experience. Only your experience. The great thing about what we are is no one, not one single insect understands your experience like you don't understand their experience. We have this mind, this manic mind that wants to understand each other as if, wow, I want to be the same as them. I want to be famous. I want to be that. I want to be a saint. I want to be a bad guy in a movie. I want to be all these things. And these things are concepts and plausible. But no one else is interested. No one is interested in what you're doing. Like, no one is interested in this. And that's not a poor me. That's reality. I'm here to understand anything that the mind wants me to understand, with the knowing that all of this understanding will disappear when the body goes. So you can spend your whole life learning, understanding, being intelligent, building, creating for your own purpose, your own benefit. Or you can just be real and let it all be in the here and now. There's no one that can focus on one of these two options. we're fluctuating from that. Deep sleep is a kind of um, beautiful time away. You know, you don't say, "Oh my God, I hope I wake up." You go into it in a very loyal and forgiving and welcoming way, and you're waking up, and you don't say, "Thank God I'm still alive." It's just a little shift. You're a massive shift experiencing little shifts.